Can you imagine in your wildest of dreams that you suddenly are given a job that comes with a super suit that has a superpower? And that allows you to go out and deliver tons of happiness to millions and millions of people. And your only responsibility is to act crazy and have a good time. Well, that was my reality. And it's exactly what it was like to be the Phanatic. But for those of you who are not familiar with the big green guy, it was exactly what it was like to be this. Now, this is the highlight of my athletic career. I caught a foul ball, and as the Phanatic, I ate it. All right, let's hear it for the Phillie Phanatic. As proclaimed by Sports Illustrated, the best mascot in all of sports. I cannot begin to tell you how amazing it was to be the Phanatic, to get paid more money than I knew I was worth, and my job simply was to have fun. But that brought me to you today. Because I've got 4 lessons I learned in my 17-year career as being the Phanatic, and they will help you tap into the power of fun and be happier now. And we're going to all do it just like I did it, by being the Phanatic. Now, I took my first 3 lessons, and I distilled them down into an acronym, the F-U-N of fun. F is for the force of fun that we have right at our fingertips. I learned this first lesson from Mr. Bill Giles. He was my boss at the time, a former owner of the Philadelphia Phillies. And, you know, the Phanatic never would have been born, he never would have been created without the brilliance of Bill Giles. Me? I was just an intern. They asked me, would you do this? I said yes, right away. I didn't even think about it, because I wanted a job. And shortly thereafter, I realized, you know what, this isn't the best idea on paper, maybe. I'm being challenged to become a 300-pound green furry Muppet, and my job was to entertain the same fans that booed Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. That was a fact. I was there. So I was nervous. Phillie said, David, just go to New York and get fitted for the costume. So I did. I came back, and due to some construction delays, that costume was delivered on the very first night that I was supposed to wear it in front of those notorious fans. So my nervousness had turned to panic. Nobody had told me what to do, maybe more importantly, what not to do. So I go to my boss's office, knock on the door. Mr. Giles, the costume looks beautiful, fits perfectly. What would you like me to do? He goes, big smile. David, I just want you to go have fun. If you're not having fun, the Phanatic won't be funny. If the Phanatic's not funny, it's not going to work in front of our fans. I go, brilliant. I go running out of his office. I'm a college student. I know how to have fun, and I'm getting paid to go to the games. Whee! I believe that the 40 years of success that the Phanatic has had drills all the way down to that first conversation. You must have fun. F stands for the force of fun. We're just like Jedi Knights. If we don't recognize it, we can't engage it, and that's the first step. U in the power of fun, the F-U-N of fun, stands for universal. In other words, if you tap into the power of having fun, it will cross all borders, boundaries, circumstances, and labels. The universal quality fun reminded me how many places that the Phanatic worked where you never would have expected it. The Supreme Court justices' private chambers during dinner. They were fans. A General Electric Polymer Engineers Convention. Rocket scientists. They liked it too. A Japanese game show over in mainland Japan where no English was being spoken. A funeral for an 89-year-old Irishman. But my favorite was doing a Catholic church service at St. Charles de Borromeo in Cinnaminson, New Jersey, on the east coast of the United States. I just finished doing a father-son-daughter breakfast, and I was about to leave. Father Dever, the youth minister, comes charging into my dressing room and says, David, I don't want you to leave yet. I want you to get the fanatic to sneak in behind us in the procession before church, and I want him to do something unexpected. Well, Father Dever, I'm not Catholic. I don't know the denomination of the fanatic. And this is church. Should we really be doing this? He said, no, David, my homily, I'm doing the homily. My homily is about the unexpected curveballs that life can throw our way from time to time. And the fanatic interrupting, it will set the tone. Okay, it's all right with Father Dever. I'm assuming it's all right with the Lord. Let's go do this thing. So 20 minutes later, there I am with the fanatic doing the Jim Carrey sneak down an aisleway with 250 parishioners. And we're following behind Father Dever, the altar boys, the flowing robes, the smoke, the holy water, you know, as Catholics do. And I'm passing the first few pews, and I suddenly hear the audible sucking in of air. Oh, no. What's he doing here? The fanatic, he shouldn't be here. We're going to get in trouble. You know, but I'm in search of brilliant stupidity, so I'm committed. I'm still going down there. Father Dever turns around at the end of the altar, addresses the congregation like this, and being a good fanatic, I lay a big kiss in his face, and I'm turning and I'm running. And I'm running because I think the torches, the picks, and the axes. Kill the monster! But I'm looking, the abject horror is changing to smiles. I'm getting a little further, laughter. And when I get to the end and I'm turning to run out of the chapel, they're standing and cheering, go fanatic. And I turn around and I look, and there's Father Dever, smiling, laughing, and applauding. And the whole congregation doing just what I did 20 minutes earlier. It's all right with fanatic. It's all right with the Lord. Yeah, fanatic, you rock! I entertained at a Catholic church service dressed like a Muppet. The universal quality of the FUN of fun tells us that it works everywhere. If it works at a funeral, where would it not work? N stands for no, the battle cry of the fun killers. Where are they? They're out there, I know. The fanatic fun killers, Tommy Lasorda, so opposing managers. Opposing players, certainly opposing fans, maybe a groundkeeper or two, but no one was worse than the ever-dreaded band director. Now, actually, the Fanatic had some success working with bands spontaneously before the Phillies games at Veterans Stadium, and we even won over a few band directors. And this became a fan favorite, and the word spread that the Fanatic was doing some funny things prior to the game started, so it spread to other teams. The Los Angeles Dodgers, just 2 years into the Fanatic's existence, called the Phillies, and I quote, "Please send the Fanatic to entertain our fans, just like he entertains yours fans in Philadelphia." I'm going to LA. I can't wait. These are fans, new fans, never seen the Fanatic before. My old stuff will continue to work. I don't have to do anything new. The players are excited. I fly in a team plane. The Fanatic is jacked up. I actually dressed in the Phillies locker room at Chavez Ravine and Dodger Stadium. The players pretty much threw the Fanatic out to the top step of the dugout. Go get him, Fanatic. Boo! Oh, yeah, duh. My super suit dresses me as the Fanatic. I'm in enemy territory. Of course they'd be booing me. But I took it as a challenge. I tried to do everything that I could possibly do to win them over. The boos got even louder. And suddenly, right before your eyes, you see the Fanatic slowly turn into Eeyore. And I'm going, oh no, I've got to get off. I go to the dugout because I need a reboot. And then I look and I see a band filing out to center field. Oh, this is great. I run out to this position. I start goofing around with the drum majorette. The boos stop, a little smattering of applause. They go, cool. I start moving towards the band. I feel a vice grip on the back of my arm. I turn to look at the red, snarling face of the band director, who had run all the way out on the field. He's grabbing me, he's saying, "Get off the field, you're ruining the show!" And being a good Fanatic, I ripped my arm from his grip and I started running away, and I was weaving in and out of the line of the band members. And he's chasing me, high-stepping. "Get off the field, you're ruining the show!" The boos have completely stopped. There's an amazing, wonderful sound going on. The band is not missing a note, a step, or a beat, but they're laughing. Look at our band director chasing that big, fat green thing. They're having fun. Now, I went from this horrible sound of boos to this raucous sound of approval. I go, I can't get any better. I got to get out. So I start running to right field, where the band director came on. And I'm running over there, and I'm stopped, dead in my tracks. A horrific sight. 2 big LA police officers running right on the field, and they're running right at the Phanatic, and they're motorcycle police. They got the leather chaps and the little helmets and the nasty chin straps, and they're coming right at me, and I go, they're going to throw me in an LA jail dressed like the Phanatic. I'm never going to get out. Now, the band director has caught me because I've been distracted, and he is excited because he's got reinforcements, and he's going, come on, I got him, get him, come on, get him. And the police officer ran right past the Phanatic, grabbed the band director, and dragged him right off the field. Now, the band has finished, doing a great job. They're marching off single file, standing ovation from the LA crowd, a standing ovation. The Phanatic's happy because the crowd recognized a Muppet Show broke out in the middle of the routine, and they just kept going. So the Phanatic's on his knees, bowing down, I am not worthy. The kids are happy, the fans are happy. I shed myself of the supersuit, and the bravado of the Phanatic's personality melts away, and I go, oh my gosh, the band director got accosted. I got to go find him. I go find him, I introduce myself, and I start to apologize. He goes, David, don't apologize. I just saw my band get a standing ovation from the LA crowd. All that hard work, all that training, all the extra time, all the discipline, they did everything that they were trained to do, and it would not have happened without your help. Here's the thing about fun killers. They're good people. They want to have fun. They just don't want anybody to get hurt, okay? With this powerful fun, we can turn their no's into yeses just by bringing them in, letting them play with us, and having them recognize that we know how to make it appropriate. So there's the FUN of fun. Force is right at your fingertips. All you have to do is plug it in. And when you plug it in, it works everywhere. If it works at a funeral, where would it not work? And no, that turns fun killers into funsters. So you might be saying, all right, David, I get it. FUN of fun makes sense. I get that. But you know, what if I'm going through hell in my life? Is it really going to work for me to choose fun then? Well, you know, our brains are constantly being thwarted by some very sinister brain wiring. And it makes it very hard for us just to be happy and choose fun. And this little sucker's difficult to kick to the side, let me tell you, because he's always there, making it difficult for you. But think about this. As you sit here right now, 40% of your mood is due to your own intentional activities. You decide. 50% of the rest of your mood is this negative brain bias and some DNA wiring, what type of person you are. The smaller portion is generally the life circumstances you're dealing with. This is the really cool thing about this. If you get good at those intentional activities to decide to be happy for your 40%, you can overcome your DNA wiring and send that little negative brain bias packing. Imagine if happiness was a skill set that you could attain through practice. Life can be brutal, right? My mother, Sue, at the age of 59, was diagnosed with a grade 4 glioblastoma brain tumor. Exactly 8 months to the day of that diagnosis, I lost my mom. 3 weeks later, my marriage fell apart. I can't begin to tell you how unbelievably difficult that grief and sadness was. I had never experienced anything like that in my life before. I was in my home thinking, I may not survive this. I can't put one foot in front of the other, let alone do my job, which was to be a clown and to be the Phanatic. But this is the fourth lesson, and the most powerful one that I want to share with you today. This power of distracting fun, it's just unbelievably amazing, and the most important one. The next day, I had a 2-hour appearance as the Phanatic. I still don't remember how I got there, but I got there, and I put the costume on. And all of my grief and sadness went away, just like that. And when I took the costume off that day, I realized that's the best I had felt in over 8 months. You see, the Phanatic's personality embedded in that beautiful green fur for me was the real power of distracting fun. The real-time application for you is when life is throwing you nasty curveballs, when you're dealing with the most difficult of circumstances, when you're going through hell. That is the time to choose fun, to distract yourself only for a few minutes. It will rewire your brain. It will refresh your perspective and make you remember what you're grateful for. And it will re-energize your spirit so that you can get back to it and deal with those challenges. Now, these intentional activities, they're varied. It's whatever you choose. A quiet walk, a moment to pause and reflect on what you're grateful for. Putting on some music that moves you and get your Elaine Bennis on and dance like no one's watching. These activities are not as important as the effort to choose fun during the worst times of your life. And imagine when you get good at that brain training, how much better they'll make your good times. Abraham Lincoln said, "We're only as happy as we make up our minds to be." A lot of wisdom and validation from a gentleman that had a lot of nasty curveballs thrown his way in his life. Happiness is a skill set that you can attain through practice. You can learn to be happier. This is not a dream. And guess what? You already have a super suit with a superpower. Your super suit? It's you in the clothes that you wear every single day. And your superpower? That's easy. Just be the Phanatic. Choose and use fun to make everyone around you feel better and to make you happier now. Not next week, not tomorrow, but today. Thank you.